Each high school in Howard County has many different kinds of people with different strengths and unique qualities. Here at Mount Hebron, we have more than 100 students who receive disability services through the special education department. Most of these students receive accommodations and support in their classrooms and then are able to go on and earn a high school diploma, go off to college, work, or the military. But some of our students have disabilities that are more severe. These students may earn a certificate of completion instead of a diploma. They may learn differently and it might take them longer to learn new concepts, but they have the same feelings, hopes, fears, dreams, and goals as many of you. They want to have friends, be included, and be successful. This is a challenge for many of our certificate students as they may not be socially aware or able to engage in social relationships the same way as many of you. This doesn't mean that they can't have friendships or be part of school activities, it may just look different.
Hi, I'm Jacob Bashiro.
And I'm Emily Weller.
Some of my best memories as a student at Mount Hebron have come from the best buddies and people in its community. The kids involved in this club are easily some of the best people I know. This year I am in an art class with 4 students with disabilities. Tamor, Malcolm, Miranda, and Olga. These 4 kids have been such an inspiration to me. The art they produce is so great, but they're also so kind at all times. You can hardly go 10 minutes without hearing a "how are you," a "good job," or seeing a smile on one of their faces. And the same goes for every other buddy at the school. Corey, Ken, Mariella, Geneva, Josh. There's not a single student with special needs that I can think of that has ever done anything inconsiderate or rude. All that comes to mind when hearing any of these names is positivity. It is important that we all recognize how amazing these members of our community are and appreciate and embrace our differences rather than emphasize and ridicule them.
I've been a peer assistant for most of the school year, and being a peer assistant basically means you go to the students with disabilities classes every day and assist them with their work and just help them maintain like a social conversation with someone in their class and just be a friend to them and have conversations with them. And I've been peer assisting Malcolm, Corey, and Justin, and they are probably the most determined and pure-hearted people that I know. Every conversation I have with them brings joy to myself and everyone around us, and students with disabilities are no different than you or me. They just have a different struggle, just like all of us. And in no way have I ever viewed these students being rude or disrespectful to another student. And they crave friendship just like us. They want to enjoy others' company. They want to make sure you're having a great day. And we as a community need to embrace everyone's struggles and differences because we all have something different going on in our lives.
It's a hard story to tell. So when I was younger, there was no inclusion, there was special ed classrooms. I was in those special ed classrooms all through elementary school. It was me and a couple other students, struggled in math, struggled in reading. And I remember a young lady, Miss Vincent, at Waverly Elementary School, and God, I would love to have a conversation with her. She helped me believe that I'm not dumb. And sometimes when you're in situations, or when you're in classrooms, you start to believe certain things, or what everyone thinks of you, or what people think of certain categories, special ed. Oh, they're not intelligent, or things like that. And she helped me really believe that I can be intelligent, or that I am intelligent, and I have strengths, and that just my intelligence is I have different intelligences than maybe other students. And so going into my 6th grade year, I was in the special ed class, and I remember feeling insecure, and I remember there being a small classroom and then 2 regular classrooms between the small ones. And I remember hiding because I was still insecure. I remember everything Ms. Vincent told me, but I was still insecure about that. And I said, I got to push myself. I want to, because I know I am smart. I know I can excel academically. And so 7th grade came, I got out of that special ed classroom, and certainly I still needed some services, needed help, and I was fortunate enough to receive those helps, and and I pushed myself academically. I got out of the small classrooms, I got into the regular setting, and going into high school now, at Mount Hebron, I was in classes labeled regular classrooms, and I remember looking at a graduation pamphlet. I'll never forget this, and I'm not quite sure when it was. Maybe it was my awesome brother graduated, 95. And I remember seeing on the list, you have a list of names, and on that list there's certain types of things that represent things, like an asterisk represent a merit. What is a merit? I'm graduating with a merit. And I wanted that. I said, you know what? I can do this. I can graduate with merit. So going into my junior year, I went into, for the first time ever, like an honors English class, and that was huge for me. That was huge for me, and I took a lot of pride in that. I got into other honors. I was in AP Weights, obviously, and but I just pushed myself academically. I earned the merits, and to this day, my most proud accomplishment. Okay, you know, besides being Athlete of the Year in 2000, but no, seriously, I'm more proud of my merit certificate than I am of my athletic accomplishments. And I swear, and if you come to my room right now, you will see that on my desk. I carry that merit with me on my desk because I didn't believe that I was stupid. I didn't believe that I was dumb. You know, I believed in myself, and I've learned that no one is dumb. There's just diverse learners.
That's right.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Fulcino. I teach English and journalism here at Mount Hebron High School. And this is my son, Paolo. Hey. Hi. He's 11 years old, and he goes to Gateway School. Gateway is the school of the Hearing and Speech Agency. They serve kids with speech, language, and hearing impairments and other communication challenges.
My friend's name is Eric and Bonnie and Austin and Ethan and Brandon.
And what do you like to do with your friends?
Play tennis, and I do cooking with Eric, and I do cooking and aftercare. But we do yoga and reading, but we had to let the little ones sleep. Being
The little kids, the preschoolers.
the little kids,
Yeah.
the preschool sleep. If they don't sleep, if we wake up them, otherwise they'll be cranky.
But one of my favorite experiences is walking into Miss Brooks Odom's classroom, and it's a student that left, Jonathan. I remember it was his birthday, and all he wanted was his name over the announcement, the PA. So we got on the PA at the end of the day, and as Jonathan was walking out of school, the whole school was, you know, screaming, "Happy birthday, Jonathan! Happy birthday, Jonathan!" Like, our kids here really are amazing, and that was just something. Or my other favorite is soccer, when all the teams line up on the side to cheer and support the kids, and they make signs. You know, what Best Buddies is doing to raise awareness about being united and highlighting our ALS students. It means a lot. It means a lot to me.
Well, so my position is unique because I take students out to work. So we get to leave the building and participate in job exploration. So for me, it's always great to see two things happen. One, when a student learns a valuable job skill that will make them employable later in life when they leave our program. But more so when you see employers understanding the value of employing students with disabilities and what they are capable of doing. The perception is always that students with significant disabilities can't work, which is not true. You just need to find the jobs they can do, teach them how to do it, and let them be successful.
A moment with any student outside of the classroom lesson where you get to share a human experience. So this year with some of my students in my first period, we've been able to find out that we have the same favorite character from Super Smash, or we spend time talking about their prom dress, and those are the moments where you have that human connection that are special.
Well, it's very rewarding. It's you know, it's the best thing in my eyes to work with students in general. I love working with kids, and I work with a lot of other students besides ones that may have certain labels. But you know, 'cause there's, like I mentioned before, you don't know where kids are coming from. You don't know what they've dealt with. You don't know whether it's nature or nurture that's against them, before them, and so just to give kids love that need it. And you know, I like my kids a lot. I love my kids, and they work hard, and they're learning about themselves and how to manage behaviors and academics, and you know, there's a lot on their plate, and I certainly find it very rewarding. Great kids. They're very honest. I appreciate that. It's one reason why I work with what I do. I do what I do. So.
how hard our kids work and how much they deserve to be here. And I don't know how much students are aware that they go out into work, they have jobs that they need to perform at school in addition to their schoolwork, that they go and they do real life experiences. They're involved in sports and activities at school. Like, I know Mr. Blockland's science club, that was always one of my favorite things when we did labs after school. The soccer, bowling, and of course softball.
The peer interactions, because most of the students here have gone to school with students with significant disabilities from elementary school. The peer interactions, the friendships that happen are most valuable because you understand that these are just kids not a lot different from you are, just with some supports needing to be in place. So I think that's the best thing, is that so many of our kids are very supportive and are developing friendships with our students that have significant disabilities.
What is something you believe is commonly misperceived about people with disabilities? It's a common misconception, I think, that different learning styles are considered maybe worse or inferior learning styles, and that's not true, especially in the world of art. Having a different viewpoint and seeing things from a different perspective is often what makes your artwork stand out, and you can bring something else to share to the table.
That they're not smart. There are a lot of students with different disabilities that are in GT and AP classes, and the first assumption is that they're not. And there is such a thing as a GT LD student, which is a gifted student with a learning disability. And I think that's something most people don't know.
Special needs doesn't mean you're different from any other person. It simply means you have different needs and different weaknesses from other people's strengths and other people's weaknesses. Special needs doesn't mean one thing either. It can mean a plethora of things. They can be educational struggles, physical struggles, or emotional struggles. But even with those struggles, they have strengths like any other student might. It's never a good idea to judge anyone simply based on how they appear, either. For example, I may look like an ordinary student to an outsider's eye, but my struggle is emotional due to a severe case of clinical depression, which can often impact both my personal and my school life. My strength, however, excels in being able to learn and apply concepts at a very fast rate, allowing me to get like abnormally high test scores most of the time. It's not impossible to work past and conquer these struggles either. There's nothing to be ashamed about being special needs. Often, it's out of our own control. None of us are exactly the same, but we can still accept ourselves for who we are and embrace that with both our strengths and our weaknesses.
My name is Justin, and I am currently a junior. There have been times when people have said mean things to me, and that makes me feel very upset and uncomfortable. I want everyone to know that we should not be disrespectful, and everyone should treat others how they would like to be treated.
And how do you feel when people are mean to you or your friends?
Frustrated.
One of my strengths is to make friends, and I've made some good friends in allied sports, marching band, and best buddies.
Hello, I'm Morena, and I'm a junior at Mount Hebron. I take dance too. I enjoy dancing and performing with my classmates. I like performing in the dance showcase as well as the dance concert. I made new friends and learned about myself. I know I can perform in front of others.
Hebron needs to be a place not only of just acceptance, not only just like everybody's different and accepting that. You need to get to know each other. You need to learn to understand each other, and you need to learn to build each other up. That's the vision for Hebron, is where we celebrate all types of learners, and we are united and we build each other up. That's the goal.
We don't know what people go through. When you see somebody, no matter who it is, we don't know what they're going through. And to think that, to shed any type of darkness, it doesn't make any sense. Any type of bullying or anything to that degree, it only creates more darkness. And so I like to challenge people, when seeing someone, not to judge. but to create, be light among darkness. You know, Martin Luther King said, darkness does not get rid of darkness, only light can. Hate does not get rid of hate, only love can.